I'm with Michael Watt, Africa editor of The Banker, and we're discussing the performance of the African banks in the Banker's Top 1,000 ranking. So, Michael, has it been a good year for Africa?
It's been a mixed year, it's fair to say. African banks are still have the African banking sector as a whole still has one of the highest returns in the world, 25% on average. But a lot of the African banks have actually fallen in the rankings this year. The South African banks have generally come down, problems with the national economy there and the rand volatility. Nigerian banks also generally slipped down the rankings because of the oil price plunge and naira volatility.
And of course, the thing about it is that when you talk about Africa, Nigeria and South Africa are such large parts of the whole that they're going to give the impression of a general deterioration. But what about some of the other countries? Have they actually done well in other parts of Africa?
Some of the North African banks have done particularly well. In Morocco, their two largest banks have climbed up the rankings, or at least held their position. In Togo, EcoBank, which is actually a Pan-African lender, is present in a lot of African countries, has done exceptionally well, climbed very high up the rankings, recovered from some of the governance issues it had, and increased its Tier 1 ratio by quite a significant amount. So they've done very well.
Okay. And you mentioned the oil price. Obviously, that's had a big impact on Nigeria. And has the currency been an issue in Nigeria?
Yeah, the naira has had a very troubled year against the US dollar, mainly because of the oil issue. That has eroded the dollar value of their asset base and capital ratios. So that has been a challenge. It's not had a completely disastrous impact. A lot of the Nigerian banks have declined marginally in the rankings. It's not been a huge fall, but it has been.
And they are actually in much better condition than they were a few years ago.
Yeah, the governance levels have improved. Transparency has also improved somewhat, and their profitability still remains high. But they, like you say, lots of issues with naira volatility and with oil price problems.
Okay, let's leave it there.
Thanks.